Oh, hello. Hey guys, can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yes, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Michael. Right. Let's just wait for 2 more minutes before we start the session.
Okay. Let me just grab a cup of coffee real quick.
Sure, no problem.
I'm back.
Okay, Mike. Let's just wait for a minute more. There was supposed to be a couple other students joining along with us today. Still waiting for them. We'll just wait for a minute more and start the session. We have to talk about special IDs today, and also how do we install the lab setup.
The Kali Linux.
Yeah, the Kali Linux.
So by 9 o'clock, I will be out. I have to take my kids to an appointment.
Oh, 9 o'clock in the sense, what's the time right now, Michael?
It's 8:44. So that's like in 16 minutes.
I don't think we might be able to complete the class today in 16 minutes, Michael.
I know.
Okay, no problem. Then we'll do one thing. If the others don't join, if the others, there were supposed to be 5 students today, there's only 2 of them. If the others don't join, I'll just take the special IPs class today. And on Monday again, we're going to have the lab setup class. Okay.
Yeah.
Kiran, I hope that's okay with you as well. Hi, Kiran. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, Kiran. We'll just take this small part left out in networking today. This will conclude our demos as well. From Monday, the link's going to change because since you have made on the link is only going to be shared to the people who have made the payments to the institutes. And we'll take the live, the 1 hour sessions from Monday again.
Okay. So maybe you might send us a link on how to download Kali Linux. I think I have it.
Yeah, I'm gonna share that on Monday, Michael. I'll show you the lab setup installation on Monday.
Okay.
Let's conclude this part then. So again, I guess the others might not be joining us. Well, I'll connect with them on Monday again. So let's talk about special IP. If you remember in the whole range from 0, 0. I'm so sorry, I forgot to record this. Just a second, guys.
Can you send me Tuesday to Friday classes records to me?
Oh, Kiran, you didn't get them from the institute directly on your email?
No, sir. No, sir. Not with until now.
I'll inform the institute, Kiran, and I'll share them myself as well. Today, I'm going to share the recordings myself as well. And you'll also be getting them from the official DURGASOFT email. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. Right. So if you remember, guys, I've told you in the whole IPv4 range, we have 2 types of IPs, public and private. Now, I missed out some information over there. There's another category as well called special IPs. Okay. So, and more importantly, there are 2 categories as such. Okay. In special IPs, there's something called as loopback IPs, and then there's something called as APIPA IPs. Okay. So let me talk about loopback first, and then I'm going to come to APIPA. Okay. So loopback IP range starts at 127.0.0.0 and goes up to 127.255, 255, 255. This is the complete range of the loopback addresses. Okay. Again, these are neither public IPs nor are they private IPs, guys. These IPs have a special purpose, and that purpose is to check if your NIC card is functioning properly or not. Now, what is an NIC card? So if you go to your browser, and in your browser, if you search for NIC card here, this is what you see. You see this chip. This chip is called as an NIC card. Okay, and every system has an NIC card. So if you have a laptop, and if your laptop has an Ethernet port, just right beside that Ethernet port, the Ethernet port is connected on the NIC card. This chip is solely responsible for all your network communications. So all the interfaces on your device, the Ethernet interface, the Wi-Fi interface, the Bluetooth interface, all the interfaces are connected on this one singular chip. Whatever components, the networking components are required for networking on your system, for retrieving an IP address on your system, all those components are present on this one singular chip. Okay. And if this chip fails on your device, if it stops working, your system will not be able to communicate with other devices. It will not be able to receive an IP or communicate or transmit data. And if you want to check if your NIC card is working properly or not, you have the loopback IP for that. How do you check? You just have to open up your command prompt, and in the command prompt, you would run the command ping, and you would give the loopback IP 127.0.0.1, let's say. Okay, and when you hit enter, you should be getting a response back as well. So you're sending 4 packets to the NIC card, and from the NIC card, you have received 4 packets back. There's a loss of 0 packets, which means everything is perfectly fine. And one Disadvantage, I would say, frankly speaking, I'll tell you why it's a disadvantage. You can ping any IP in this whole range. So you can ping even any random IP in the 127 range. So you can type 127, 123, 45, 65, any random IP, and it still gives you the same output. The reason being, the whole range of 127 from the first IP till the last IP, 255, 255, 254, the complete range is assigned to loopback itself. So if you were to ask me, this was a huge wastage of IPs because all the complete 127 network doesn't serve any other purpose other than just checking for loopback connectivity. The reason why it is called loopback is you're looping the connection back to your own device. You're trying to ping to your own NIC card and you're waiting for a response from your own NIC. So the connection is looping there, hence the name loopback. So for that one singular purpose, there was no necessity to assign the whole 127 range. A singular IP would have been sufficed. Okay, but back then when they thought we have tons and tons of IPs, we have 4.3 billion IPs. Back then in 1950s, they thought, okay, it's a huge number of IPs, we will never go extinct. Okay, but fast forward to 2023, these 4.3 billion IPs are nowhere sufficient. Okay, so back then they didn't think much further and they assigned the whole 127 range to loopback. But this disadvantage has been removed in the latest version IPv6 addresses. We'll talk about IPv6 in a later stage. But for now, remember, loopback serves only one single purpose, to check if your NIC card is functioning properly or not. How do you check that? You can ping any IP in this complete range. Okay, is that clear, Kiran and Michael?
Yes, sir.
Kiran, any questions?
No, sir.
Perfect. Now, coming back to this APIPA. APIPA stands for Automatic Private IP Assignment. And this IP address ranges from 169 to 5400 and goes up to 169 to 54, 255, 255. Now, these IPs are the special case IPs which are assigned to your system by the OS, by the operating system itself. So if you're using a Windows operating system or a Linux operating system or a Mac operating system, that operating system has the power to assign these IPs in a special case. And that special case is where your system isn't able to retrieve an IP from both the manual and the automatic methods. What I mean by that is, let's say your system is not able to retrieve an IP from any DHCP server. So if there's no DHCP server in your network, and if let's say the network admin is also not manually assigning an IP, in that scenario, your system isn't getting an IP from either of the methods, manual or automatic. Okay, so you're not even getting it from a DHCP server, nor are you getting it from a network administrator. In that scenario, the OS itself, the operating system itself, assigns an IP to the device. And that IP always ranges in this number. And whenever you see an IP from 169 to 54, it's a notation that something is wrong and you have to troubleshoot. So either your DHCP server is down, or you're not assigning the proper IP, or you have not assigned any IP at all. So this IP is used to denote that your system is facing network issues and it is not able to retrieve an IP. So whenever you see an IP starting with 169 to 54, you have to notice that, okay, something's wrong in my network and my system is not able to retrieve an IP. Hence, that is why it is getting an automatic private IP from the OS. Yeah, APIPA stands for Automatic Private IP Assignment. This is an IP automatically assigned as a private IP by the OS operating system. Okay. So again, a very rare case scenario, guys, but if you see this, you have to remember that something's wrong with the network. It's for troubleshooting purpose. Okay. Is that clear, guys? Again, this was one small part left out in the session. I had to take this along with the lab setup installation. But again, since we are running short on time today, we're going to talk about the lab setup in the next session, guys. We're going to start it fresh from Monday. Okay. So basically in that lab setup, I'm going to show you how to install the VMware application. So you have to, I'm going to share the link for that. VMware Workstation is an application used for virtualization. Virtualization in the sense to run multiple operating systems on a singular device. So right now, this tool can be purchased for a price of, I guess it's around,
Give me 5 minutes.
I think it's around $250 or so, if I'm correct. Oh, it's $199 or so. But again, don't worry, guys. I'm going to share the cracked version for this. I'm using the same application on my system, same cracked application. There's no issues with that. You can work it safely. Okay, rather than purchasing this tool for $200, I'm going to give it to you for free. And I'm going to show you how to install that application. And once the VMware is installed, in that application, I'm going to show you how to install the Kali OS from the official website, kali.org. Okay. If that doesn't load up, just search for Kali Linux and click on the first link. This is the official website from where you can download the Kali Linux operating system. This is quite important for us because this is an OS which comes pre-installed with all the penetration testing tools required for hacking or ethical hacking. So I'm going to show you how to install VMware, and in the VMware, how do you install the Kali Linux in the next session. Don't worry guys if this might seem a bit confusing today. Okay, I'm going to explain this in a lot more elaborative way, step by step in the Monday's class. Okay, so yeah, that's it guys, nothing further. This concludes our networking concepts. So quite a few fundamental concepts which we have learned. Okay, DHCP protocol, DNS protocol, types of IP addresses, special IPs, what are IPv4 addresses, what are classes and IPs, what are public IPs, private IPs. You have learned a lot of concepts. These are more than sufficient to get started with cybersecurity. Okay, so in the next class, we're going to dive into the practical part, right? So yeah, that's it guys, nothing further. I'm going to conclude the session over here. Have a good weekend, and we're going to connect on Monday again.
Thank you.
Michael, yeah, today is Friday itself, right, for you, if I'm right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so you're Monday again. We'll be connecting on Monday
Yes,
again,
sir.
Michael.
Same time?
Okay. Yeah, same time, no change in time.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, sure. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir. Can you send me a mail?
Yeah, Kiran, I'll share. I do. You can drop your email, Kiran, in the chat box once. Let me check if I
Yes.
already have.
So I'm
I
sending
should.
again.
No problem. Michael, you can exit the session. We are done with the class today, so you can leave.
Okay. All right, sir.
Bye-bye. Have a good day, Michael. Have a
You
good
too, sir.
weekend. I'll see you on Monday. Bye.
Yes, sir.
Sir, can you send me Tuesday to Friday screen record?
Sure, Nagi. I'm sure, Kiran. I'm going to share all the recordings to you.
Okay.
Got you. Okay. So yeah, that's that, guys. Nothing further. I'm going to exit the session now, Kiran, and share the recordings shortly as well.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye, Kiran.
Weekend.